going to kick Sephiroth's ass. My Archfiends of Chaos, your King on Knife, it's about time. XIII don't feel like making a video, I'm tired. But I'm gonna try to push out for this. It'll be uploaded tomorrow, and this is gonna be another Final Fantasy XIII video because it's still on the week of 13 and week of Fabula Crystallis Novia. I think I might make it a November, December thing where I talk about everything dealing with Fabula Crystallis Novia since it's almost became a national holiday for my channel. So let's talk about another theory. Does the fal'Cie hate humans? I had to say no, not all of them. Because each fal'Cie has their own agenda in store for everyone. Now, yes, the fal'Cie has turned some humans into l'Cie and tried to test them out as weapons. And some of the fal'Cie tries to end up destroying the world because they don't like the way the world is. Kind of like we already know, Benavelza, who got corrupted by his own power, and why Lightning had to stop him, and even though he was the father of the fal'Cie, he was too corrupt. He was much just like Bartandalonis. But Bartandalonis, what I had to say, is kind of evil, because he killed innocent human beings on the fear that they might end up l'Cie. You know, even though it was only to test the l'Cie out by making them angry enough, by putting each member of the l'Cie into some kind of dangerous situation in the game. So I'd have to say yes, but I don't. It's kind of hard to say. Now we don't know exactly what Lin Zay's intentions were, to be quite honest, because we didn't get to know very much about Lin Zay, unless Lin Zay was in the Type 0 part of the world or something like that. We didn't know exactly what Lin Zay actually wanted. Now, Etro, I don't know if she's really a fal'Cie, but if I lump her in this category, I'd say she is evil, because she caused the whole thing with Yule, and everything dealing with the Caius arc, and the time travel, and the paradoxes in Final Fantasy XIII 2, which caused 13-3, because Benavelza woke up not happy about everything that's happened. So, causing Caius to get mad and want to save his friend, any means necessary, wipe out the world, yeah, I think that maybe it's safe to say that Etro is part of the evil fal'Cie, as well as Bartandalonis. Now, Lin Zay we didn't get to know very much of, or Pulse for that example, for that thing. Now, Pulse did start out with the complete focus, where if l'Cie were to complete their trials and end up completing their focus, as what is called, they end up turning into crystal, possibly almost an immortal crystal, kind of like Lucretia Crest in Final Fantasy VII, but kind of different because, well, Sarah was able to get uncrystallized and end up getting stronger after completing the focus. But nonetheless, it depends on the fal'Cie that you're under, the fal'Cie god that you worship, if they hate human or not. Each fal'Cie has their own different agenda. Now, Cid Rolstein, which is known as the fal'Cie Avatar, yes, there's a lot of blood on Avatar's hands because Avatar was Cid Rolstein. There was a lot of blood on him. Hence why it was synonymous in the final battle between Allstein and Class 0 that you see Allstein in Avatar form sitting in blood, which made sense because the Middle Empire has the highest death count, even higher than Niflheim and Shinra alike. Which makes a lot of sense why Avatar's sitting in blood, because Avatar has killed millions just to test out the l'Cie known as Class 0. So it really depends on the fal'Cie you're talking about. It really depends on the fal'Cie you're dealing with and who you're talking to. Is the fal'Cies hate the human beings? Now, I think Benevelza does for sure, because he sees all the wickedness that humans do. Just also the fact he's corrupted by his own power and, kind of a overzealous type of god figure. To the point where killing a few of his creations won't, make Benevelza lose any sleep. So it depends on the fal'Cie you worship. If the fal'Cie, if the fal'Cie has their own motives and purposes, they're not really. They mostly don't even interfere with human events, but except for those ones I talked about. Now, again, I don't know very much about Lindsay and what Lindsay does. So if you could, you know, if you could, if you could actually tell me what the Lindsay was about and what he was doing, it depends. And then if you count Final Fantasy 15, Bahamut was, even though he was an astral, which should be an Eidolon in the Fabula Crystallis verse, Bahamut, it was actually, Bahamut was a fal'Cie. Hence why his whole armor was all metal, and he had a metal face, just like Benevelza did. Bahamut's not really evil, but Bahamut is so obsessed with justice, he caused Arden to be what he is, thus causing the world to be messed up, because Bahamut was way too obsessed with justice. Kind of like Episode 8 Luke Skywalker-ish type of thing. Good and trying to save the world, but in a way that it's kind of oppressive. And I'd say Bahamut's done evil things, but in the pursuit of justice. Because if he hasn't interfered with Arden's life, Arden would have never have turned into all that stuff, and all the stuff that happened in 15 would have never happened. So again, it really depends on the circumstances and the mood of the fal'Cie, if they're bad or good. Depends on what their feelings, emotions, and beliefs are. As they all play different roles. Etrel is the goddess of death. Benevelza is the god of light. What else? And I think either Pulse or Lindsay is time. I'm not for sure. I have to go back and look. But what else? Yeah. And pretty much Bahamut is the Lucius Caelum type of god. But again, it depends on what fal'Cie you're talking about, and what they did, and what they are, and everything. So may the crystal be with you. And thank you for joining me on the week of 13, or the week of Fabula Crystallis Novia, and may the crystal be with you.